morning friends, welcome to our YouTube channel Sir Abdul Sattar Khan. 11th English 1.6 Tiger Hills brainstorming activities और क्वेश्चन आंसर देखेंगे. स्टेट बोर्ड 11th English Tiger Hills brainstorming activities. क्वेश्चन नंबर A1 का पहला है, narrate to the class a similar incident based on the text in your own words. 26th November 2008 is considered as one of the black days in the history of Mumbai. 10 armed men wreaked havoc in the city, fired mercilessly at helpless Mumbaikars, and pushed the entire country in a state of fear for the next 3 days. The terrorist attack started when 10 heavily armed men arrived at two locations in Kolaba in inflatable speedboats. At around 9:30 pm, they then split in groups of two and opened fire at different locations of Mumbai. The locations targeted were Leopold Cafe, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Terminus, the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel, Oberoi Trident, and Kama Hospital. They also blew up two taxis with explosives. Though the Mumbai police was caught unaware by the terrorist attack, they showed exemplary courage and deftness and managed to neutralize three terrorists. In the course of their efforts to take stock of the situation, police officers Hemant Karkare, Vijay Salaskar, and Ashok Kamte were killed by the terrorists. The Mumbai police managed to arrest the terrorist Ajmal Kasab alive near Girgaon Chowpatty. Police officer Tukaram Omble was martyred while achieving this feat. Later that night, two terrorists managed to sneak into the Nariman House building, a JV center in Kolaba, while three of them entered the Taj Mahal Hotel building and held the residents hostage. They threatened and even killed a few hostages in these locations. The center deployed the Rapid Action Force, Marine Commandos, and the NSG Commandos for the rescue operation. The hostage situation at the Taj was resolved. On the morning of 27th November, Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan of the NSG was killed during the rescue of Commando Sunil Yadav, who was hit in the leg by a bullet at Taj. The rescue operation at the Nariman House continued for the next 2 days. Finally, on 29th November 2008, at around 8 am, the nightmare of the Mumbaikars ended as the last terrorist of the group was killed. To imagine that you are about to interview the writer, write about 10 to 15 questions regarding the operation. Hats off. Good morning, General Malik. First of all, hearty congratulations on behalf of each and every person in our college. Hats off to the Indian Army. May I ask you a few questions regarding the operation? 3. Where exactly was the Kargil war fought, sir? 4th. When did it start and for how long did it continue? 5th. What was the cause of the war? 6th. What were the difficulties faced by the Indian Army during the war? 7th. What was the number of casualties on both sides? 8th. How did Pakistan react to its defeat? 9th. Was the original problem that led to the war solved? 10th. Did Pakistan withdraw its troops? 11th. Were any nuclear weapons used? 12th. Could we have solved the issue without a war? 13th. Sir, any message from you for our students? 14th. Thank you so much, General, for sparing your valuable time to talk to us. Goodbye. A2. List any 4 facts which made the capturing of Tiger Hill a national challenge. Second, different arms and ammunition are mentioned in the excerpts. Find their names. Third, wars are not fought only on the battlefield. Comment. Fourth, the prompt reporting is of strategic importance during a war. Refer to the above extract and explain. पहले का आंसर है द फर्स्ट है द एनिमी पोजीशंस ऑन द माउंटेन टॉप डोमिनेटेड पार्ट्स ऑफ द श्रीनगर कारगिल लेह हाईवे. 2. The enemy's position was well fortified and evicting them from there was a challenge. 3rd, the sharp triangular top of Tiger Hill was clearly visible from the highway and appeared almost impossible to capture. 4. Tololing and the adjacent features were recaptured. Find the names of different arms and ammunitions. Artillery Bofors guns 120 field and medium guns 122 millimeter multi-barreled Grad rocket launchers mortars. Wars are not fought only on the battlefield. Comment. For a country fighting a war, challenges like maintaining secrecy, handling political and global pressures, maintaining internal peace, and arranging for all kinds of combat support become battles in itself. Besides all these battles, the entire nation is under tremendous pressure. The routine life of the families directly involved in the war is filled with anxiety. Every intermediate victory or defeat has a direct impact on the morale of the nation. Prompt reporting. The prompt reporting of war is extremely important for decision making. It helps to decide strategy and make new planning or helps to boost morale. The prompt reporting of war made its impact over the meeting between Pakistan's PM Nawaz Sharif and American President Bill Clinton. Read the extract and do the activities. Make a list of precautions made for an assault on Tiger Hills. Throughout the last week of June 1999, 18 grenadiers. They also explored to dash after confirming the multi-directional assault. The individual guns, both for guns. Throughout the last week of June 1999, 18 grenadiers probed to establish the extent of the enemy's defenses. They also explored to scout for suitable routes for the assault. Third, after confirming the multi-directional assault as the best strategy, the commanding officer of 41 Field Regiment drew up an elaborate artillery fire plan. Fourth, individual guns were ranged so as to cover each objective. Fifth, Bofors guns were used in a direct firing role. Complete the flowchart showing the events on the day of the assault. On 2-3 July 1999, Air Force 1900 hours. On 3 July, 8th July tricolor. First targeted Tiger Hill and hit the bullseye several times during its mission. 18 grenadiers commenced its multi-directional assault under the cover of bad weather and darkness, supported by the firepower of artillery and mortars. A company captured an intermediate position called Tololing. Captain Sachin Nimbalkar led the assault from the east. The eastern portion of the area, collar which lay within 100 meters of Tiger Hill top. Obtained on the northeastern spur just 30 meters from the top is in a surprise attack by C Company and Ghatak Commando Platoon under Lieutenant Balwan Singh. After a carefully orchestrated artillery bombardment, Sachin Nimbalkar and Balwan Singh along with their men approached Tiger Hill top by climbing a sheer cliff and caught the enemy onward. Hand to hand fighting, Sachin Nimbalkar and Balwan Singh and their men succeeded in capturing a hold on Tiger Hill top. Rewrite the given sentences in their order of the occurrence. पहला सेंटेंस इसमें से पहला सेंटेंस रहेगा थर्ड सेंटेंस पहला रहेगा ड्यूरिंग द फेरोशियस आर्टिलरी ड्वेल्स द ग्रेनेडियर्स हंग ऑन दर प्रिकेरियस पर्च विद ग्रिट एंड डिटर्मिनेशन. उसके बाद में फर्स्ट सेंटेंस आएगा 8 सिख वॉज ऑर्डर टू अटैक एंड कैप्चर हेलमेट एंड इंडिया गेट. फिफ्थ आएगा तीसरे नंबर पे एन एडहॉक कॉलम ऑफ 8 सिख क्लाइम द स्टीप रॉक एंड कैप्चर्ड इंडिया गेट. सिक्स वाला आएगा चौथे नंबर पे इन स्पाइट ऑफ हेवी कैजुअलिटीज 8 सिक्स कैप्चर्ड हेलमेट ऑन 5 जुलाई. पाँचवें नंबर पे आएगा फोर्थ वाला सेंटेंस सिख फाउट बैक सक्सेसफुली टू काउंटर अटैक्स विथ 40 to 50 personnel. और 6 नंबर पे 2 नंबर का सेंटेंस आएगा बॉडीज ऑफ द पाकिस्तानी सोल्जर्स वर कलेक्टेड एंड ब्यूरिड अप्रोप्रिएटली. A3. Discuss the meaning of the following idioms, phrases and use them in your own sentences. To hit the bullseye, to be taken by surprise, to get a toehold. Under the cover of, a spell of. Read the following words: brigadier, commander, capture, evicting, enemy, defense. All these words are related to the war affairs and war. Find more such words from the passage. To hit the mark, to have the desired effect, to be absolutely right, Shreyas hit the bullseye with his prediction of the first showers of the monsoon. Taken by surprise, to feel astonished when something unexpected takes place. Vidya was taken by surprise by the maturity of her young daughter during their difficult times. Third, to achieve an initial strong position from where further progress can be made. After hours of careful digging, the officials finally managed to get a toehold in the rescue. Fourth, protected by or getting aided by, especially on staying unnoticed. The burglars sneaked into the house under the cover of darkness provided by the cloudy night. नेक्स्ट का आंसर है ब्रिगेड मिशन 18 ग्रेनेडियर्स बेस हाई एल्टीट्यूड वारफेयर स्कूल आर्टिलरी कॉम्बैट मल्टी डायरेक्शनल असॉल्ट स्काउट कमांडिंग ऑफिसर फील्ड रेजिमेंट फायर प्लान गन्स रैग्ड बोफोर्स डायरेक्ट फायरिंग रोल फील्ड एंड मीडियम गन्स 122 mm multi-barreled grade rocket launchers, targeted mortars, Northern Light Infantry, Company, Firefighting, Commando, Ghatak, Platoon, Lieutenant, Bombardment, hand-to-hand fighting, counterattacks, Mount Division, Column, 8-6, JCO, Soldiers, Battleground, GOC, 5 Corps, Battalion, Rescue Operation. Understand the usage of the words given. After consulting him and Nirmal Chandra Singh, we decided to await confirmation from the GOC and Mountain Division. You know the verb wait, but it is an intransitive verb. It does not take a direct object, consequently, it cannot be cast into the passive voice. Also, the past participle of the verb wait cannot be as act as an adjective. The mother waited eagerly is a correct sentence as there is no direct object, but the mother waited eagerly. The answer from her son is a wrong sentence. The answer is the direct object. The sentence can be written by using the phrase wait for. As the mother waited eagerly for the answer from her son, wait for can be taken as a transitive phrasal verb. To await is a transitive verb and it does take a direct object. For example, the mother awaited the answer eagerly. The past participle of it can be used as an adjective. The most awaited program started very late. Note that the object of verb await is usually an inanimate object. We do not usually await a person, but we await his answer, call, arrival, later. There are more such words in English. All of them are not verbs. For example, aside, ashore, anew, awake, afoot. Prefix provides certain purpose in the formation of the word. Aside, to the side, ashore, towards the shore, afoot, on foot, anew, off new, apolitical, not political, asleep, in a state or manner of sleep. A few more words like this: ablaze, on fire, abroad, on or onto a vehicle, aglow, glowing, amid, in the middle of, adrift, floating freely without being anchored, afloat, floating in the water, not sinking, alight, on fire, burning, akin, of similar character, alive, living. A for use of although, though, even though, but. Read the following sentences. Although the cafe was crowded, we found a vacant table. Although Sadie has passed her test, she never drives. The clause with although can also come after the main clause. For example, we found a vacant table although the cafe was crowded. Though I liked the pullover, I didn't buy it. Though it was pouring cats and dogs, he set out for his journey. We can use though at the end of the sentences. For example, I liked the pullover, I didn't buy it though. We can use even though in the same way. John looked quite fresh even though he had just recovered from jaundice. Even though can be used in the beginning of the sentence also. Even though I hate Gopal, I shall try to be nice with him. Even though is stronger and more emphatic than although. We can join two clauses with but. For example, we wanted to go abroad but our passports were not ready. We use these words although, though, even though, but to show the contrast between two clauses or two sentences. Even though, and but can be used as conjunctions to introduce afterthoughts, contrast, or restrictions and conditions. Find out the sentences from the lesson in which any of these words are used. Discuss in pairs groups the purpose they serve. First, although 18 grenadiers held the top now, linking up with them was not easy. Divide the sentence into clause and give the use of the underlined word. Linking up with them was not as easy. Main clause. Although 18 grenadiers held the top now, adverb clause of concession. The word although shows the contrast between the two clauses. Although located almost 10 kilometers north of the Srinagar Kargil Leh highway, the enemy position on this mountain top dominated parts of this highway. Divide the sentence into clauses and give the use of the underlined word. The enemy position on this mountain top dominated parts of this highway. Main clause. Although located almost 10 kilometers north of the Srinagar Kargil Leh highway, adverb clause of concession. The word although shows the contrast between the two clauses. Singer recite a famous folk song given below. There is a mountain far away, and on the mountain stand a tree, and on the tree there is a branch, and on the branch there is a nest, and in the nest there is an egg, and in the egg there is a bird. One day the bird will fly, one day we will be free. Discuss with your teacher and classmates regarding the changes seen in the underlined words. Find the reasons behind the changes. A mountain, the mountain, a tree, the tree, a branch, the branch, a nest, the nest, an egg, the egg, a bird, the bird. इसमें अ माउंटेन या जो वर्ड के साथ में अ यूज़ किया गया है वो सिंगुलैरिटी बताता है, और जिसके साथ द, जैसे द माउंटेन यूज़ किया गया है वो स्पेशलिटी दिखाता है. द माउंटेन, द ट्री. Put a, n, or the, or at proper places. Put a cross where no article is applicable. Ravi walked up to the principal's cabin. Ahmad lives in a small town. Can I use your cell phone? Who is the woman in your office? I need an English Marathi dictionary. If I imagine that you are one of the soldiers from 18 Grenadiers on the mission Tiger Hill, narrate your experience of the war to your friend. Would you like to join Indian Army, Navy, Air Force? If not, suggest other ways in which you could serve your nation. Report writing, report analysis of facts, indirect speech, be brief, factual, past tense, unbiased information, passive voice. Characteristics of report writing. It provides unbiased information based on reality. It gives an analysis of the facts. It is factual. It is brief and concise. It is written in the past tense. As far as possible, the passive voice is used. The indirect speech is used unless there are quotes. Recommendations or suggestions are made if expected, as in business reports. Study the web diagram and write the characteristics of report writing. Purpose of report writing: to provide unbiased information based on reality, to give analysis of the facts, to make recommendations if any and in if expected, as in business reports. Types of reports: business report, factual report. Formal format of a report: headline, name of the reporter, dateline, date and place, opening paragraph, lead or intro, who, when, what, where, detailed paragraph, why and how, conclusions, suggestions if any. Report should be written in the box. You are Sharad Mathur, the General Secretary of the Sports Club of your college. Write a brief report of the annual sports activities for the college magazine. B. Your school organized one Mahotsav day recently. Write in about 100 to 150 words a report to be published in the school magazine. You are the secretary of the NSS unit of your college. Write a brief report of the blood donation camp managed by your unit. News report from the Sports Club. Sharad Mathur, General Secretary, Sports Club. 22 February 2020. Our sports club organized a variety of sports activities in the academic year June 2019 to January 2020. Most of the activities were organized during the sports week 15 December to 22 December. The most important was, of course, the cricket match between the faculty and the students. in which, as usual, the students won hands on the football, kabaddi, badminton, and swimming. Competitions were held during the sports week. These were all intra college activities. The matches for indoor activities like carom, chess, and table tennis were staggered through the year. The participation in all the activities was heartening. Prizes were announced and will be handed out by the principal on the day of the farewell function. It is good to see that along with the mind, the body is also cared for, said Mr. Peter D'Souza, one of the umpires during the cricket match. We must remember the saying, a healthy mind in a healthy body. We hope to include more activities the next year and request everyone to come up with suggestions for the same. Thank you. One Mahotsav Surabhi Nayak, EVS Secretary, July 8, 2020. The first major project of EVS Club of our school this academic year was the tree plantation program during the One Mahotsav week. The program started with a very welcome burst of rain, making the ground wet and ready for tree planting. The chief guest for the function was Miss Rati Krishnan, a tree lover and an activist supporting the preservation of the environment. After a brief speech, the important work of plantation was started. 150 saplings were planted along the boundary wall of the school, the road outside, and in the small village Rabdi. Permission was taken from the municipal commissioner beforehand. Parents and local people had been told about the event and they turned up in large numbers to help. It was heartening to see that the message grow more trees has percolated to all. Tomorrow, tree guards will be installed and groups will be formed to maintain the trees, said our principal in her concluding speech. We must see that each and every tree survives. Let us look forward to a green and clean tomorrow. Blood donation camp a thundering success. Ravi Sadhavi, Secretary NSS Unit TJ College, 7 September 2022. The NSS unit of TJ College of Science recently conducted a blood donation camp on 5th September in the auditorium of the college. This was in association with the Golden Deer Club. The camp began at 9 a.m. The three doctors and three nurses from LT Hospital were present, along with the 20 volunteers and three helpers. The college canteen provided tea and biscuits to those who had donated blood certificates. Certificates were given to the donors immediately. 200 bottles of the blood were collected, and the organizers were pleased with their efforts. Our principal, as well as a few faculty members, also donated his blood. This motivated a number of students to do the same. We thank all those who have donated blood. People do not realize how many lives these bottles of blood will save, said Dr. Sangvi. We have also get some we have also got some donors with rare blood groups. I have requested them to help out whenever our patients with those blood groups need blood. Blood donation is indeed a humanitarian deed. Indeed it is. उम्मीद है आपको हमारा वीडियो पसंद आया होगा। अगले वीडियो में दोबारा मुलाकात होगी। खुदा हाफिज़।